We just watched the new Dead City preview, and one thing is clear. Manhattan is about to change. Renata's quietly positioning herself as Maggie's real rival. The power balance is shifting fast, and Maggie and Negan, they're headed somewhere neither of them saw coming. We're going frame by frame through every clue. Let's get into it.
Starting with the city itself, it is lit right up in this episode.
And in the preview, we see Negan actually showing Dillard the methane tanks. And then we see Renata and Maggie watching as the Statue of Liberty lights up. And in the preview, we see that that is a huge sign. This is going to send everybody looking for safety or, electricity to Manhattan.
Yeah, because if you think about it, there are so many places outside of New York that can see a small glimpse of the skyline, including the Statue of Liberty. So turning that on when there's no other light pollution, it's a big message that, hey, we're open and come here. I think Maggie has a lot of history of not trusting others for rightful reasons, right? Like, she was part of the Terminus event, right? So she knows that she can't trust others. So she would have that wariness. But I don't know that Renata has it, because Renata is born and raised New York. And I think she's used to people coming in.
And we see later in the preview, lots of people are coming with boats, with pretty much all that they have, all of their things. And we see a scene where, Renata saying, this is what we wanted. But it almost sounds a little bit defensive, or like, this is the plan, this is what we wanted, now they're here, we're going to deal with it. And we're quickly seeing some new characters in this preview that are saying, we wanted to make a deal, or we wanted to do something. So I think it's pretty clear that not everybody who's coming is looking to join the community, but they might actually be looking to take it over. It's
almost funny to say, but I think Renata might have been a little bit sheltered. Like, how much conflict has she been in the middle of since the beginning, until the Croat got to them?
And Maggie has been in that position of leadership, and so she's always been, relatively welcoming. You can come join the hilltop, and had that kind of sense. But you're right, she's been on the other side where they all saw the hope of Terminus and the signs. Okay, we just got to get to Terminus, and that could be the new thing. And it didn't work out like that. But being on the receiving end of bringing people in, Maggie's probably thinking, we're in that position of control. We're able to offer them something good. And again, she's feeling really hopeful for the first time in a long time. So there might be a little naivety on both sides, where Maggie's also thinking, this is our hope, this is our new chance, and she's giving it everything she's got, even though I think people have shown them time and time again, it might not be what you actually want.
Yeah, and there was also a quick snip of Negan talking to Maggie saying, this wouldn't have happened if you were in charge. So there's definitely going to be a power struggle, and we called it from the first episode, where it seems like Renata was a little too eager to partner up with Maggie. I don't know that they put a lot of thought or consideration into their partnership, and there's definitely going to be a power struggle.
Yeah, because we see the Marshal from New Babylon as well telling Maggie, you and Renata and you have a really good thing here. And it's interesting, can you really have two leaders? Is there going to be one? And with Negan saying, if you were in charge, it would be different. Because, again, this is such an interesting change to the Negan and Maggie relationship. They were both leaders in very different ways. One a little bit more collaborative than Negan was. But they were both leaders. They both understand the risk of not having a strong voice, and also how much responsibility and how fast your community can collapse if you make the wrong decision. So kind of cool to see Negan almost providing that like a mentorship or partnership with Maggie, and trying to share some of his expertise from being a leader and seeing his community fall apart, to try to help Maggie of, hey, you need to step in and take charge here. And whether or not that'll be successful is to be seen, because Renata said in the first episode, my family's been here for generations. And she invites Maggie to join, but at some point she might say, hey, but you're not actually from here.
Yeah, and Renata's gonna have the numbers because her family is there. So they're going to go with her, and I think that will make it even more challenging for Maggie to get her experience and her voice out in the room. So I think that's going to be part of the fun this season, is seeing how that plays out.
Dead City's heating up, and the Maggie-Renata dynamic might be the thing that defines this season. Negan's stuck in the middle, and we want to hear your take. Is Renata the threat nobody's seeing? Subscribe for breakdowns, theories, and full coverage all season. We'll see you on the couch. Talk to you soon. Bye.